It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is the only fun Survivor podcast for compassionate haters. My name is Jake Scheidel. Each week I ask my best friend Thomas Powell if you did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how's it going this week?
Jake, I'm doing all right. It's a new year.
That's true.
It's not a new me.
Yeah, same.
No resolutions, keeping it exactly as is. And 2025, let's get it over with. That's what I have to say.
How many years in a row have you said, I am not changing this year?
Man, probably at least like 5.
And would you say you're the same person you were when you were 28 years old?
No, but I'm working on it.
You're working on not changing?
I'm working on, not changing. I'm trying to hold the line here.
Yeah, good. Just like Toto. Thomas, speaking of holding things, this is a little segment. This is a little season of Survivor that I hold very close to my heart, as it was the first one I watched regularly every week on air as it aired. Thomas, did you watch Survivor of the Australian Outback last night?
Jake, I did.
And how great was it to see something from the early 2000s?
It really, it is amazing how, what a different show this was to start.
It really was very fun. The first episode we watched this week was called Stranded. I'd say pretty good episode title, no?
Yeah, I would say so. That was another thing with it. Like, the survival aspect of it was really played up those first few seasons.
Mm-hmm. This first aired on January 28th, 2001. How old would you have been January 28th, 2001, Thomas?
Yeah, January... You said it was January 28th, 2001?
That's right.
Like that makes any difference for it. Jake, I would have been 9 years old.
I would have also been 9 years old. Were we ever so young? Yes, indeed, in 2001. How many viewers do you think this one received?
Oh, man, how many viewers did this one receive? It's got to be a ton if it was after the Super Bowl, as you revealed to me.
Bowl, yes.
I'm gonna say 50 million people watched this.
You know what? It's a celebratory day in that it's the first episode of the new year and also the Super Bowl, or the Superb Owl, as I like to call it. It's wildlife shots.
Whoa. For watching Hand Egg?
It got 45.37 million viewers. Just close enough. With Nielsen and everything.
That's a whole lot.
That's a lot. 45 to 50 million, I think, is a lot either way you look at it. The season 1 finale received 51.69 million, so it's a decent guess. Okay, so Jeff introduces us to the season from a plane, and then the plane flies off, and he's dangling his feet off the back. This was cool. Why don't they do shit like this anymore? Now they just show up on the beach, and Jeff isn't even there. Oh, I guess
they don't even do the thing where they have to jump out of the boat anymore. Well, they did that a couple seasons ago, I think, but they don't do it enough.
Every so often. The plane lands on a grass landing strip. This was cool. This show used to be cool, and I enjoyed it when I was 9 years old. And now that I'm 109 years old, I still enjoy it. Did I tell you?
You're going to be one of those online reactionaries that posts all the. It's like, this was the best time of your life, and it's somebody playing PlayStation in 1997 or whatever and getting Pizza Hut, but you're going to be like, this is what they took from you, Anon, and it's going to be Jeff watching 15 minutes of the first episode of Survivor with somebody.
I can't believe they haven't brought that reward back. It was so good, especially in these modern seasons.
People would kill for that.
Yeah. They'd be all like, oh, can you make my edit better? Fucking people always
watching it with Jeff, being like, this looks like a winner's edit, Jeff.
Yeah. Ooh, am I going to win? Okay, so we then get introduced to each person on the tribe. I miss when they used to do this. Jeff, why did you stop doing this? On the Kucha tribe, we have Kimmy, Michael, Alicia, Roger, Elizabeth, Nick, Deb, and Jeff Varner. who would become infamous 100 years later on this show. Remember?
Yeah. We all know.
Kimmy also became famous for her own reasons on this show later on, but for less egregious reasons, I would say. And then on the Okakor tribe, we have Marilyn, Colby, Amber, Mitchell, Tina, Keith, Jerry, and Kel. Do you recognize anyone other than the people we just mentioned, obviously? And do you know who wins?
I don't 100% remember who wins because I don't. Does Colby win? I feel like he's the one I've heard of the most.
I will not respond to that question. I'm not going to tell you who wins. I'm asking you who wins. You don't get to ask me who wins. I know. I saw who wins.
Okay,
when it happened.
I think Colby wins.
Okay. Do you recognize anybody else?
I feel like I've seen Tina before.
Trying to think what season you would have seen Tina on. Because she does come back.
It's tough too because I don't want to officially spoil who won it for me, but that means that I can't look up
Yeah, you can't look anything
any of the names. I can't look up the Survivor Wiki. I can't look up.
Well, don't look up the Survivor Wiki at all. It's the bad website that makes my computer run slow for 6 years after visiting it. Who are you trying to remember anything from?
Who was the lady that was in a bikini the whole time and was very mean about the alleged beef jerky crimes in the second episode that we watched?
That was Jerry.
Okay, I think I've seen Jerry before.
Yes, Jerry and Colby were on Heroes versus Villains together.
Yep.
It was upsetting because they have quite the arc on this show, and they barely interacted on Heroes versus Villains. Okay, so they get their supplies, they hike to their camps, Kucha immediately gets lost, and Varner feels like he needs to vomit. Cool. Again, bring it back. Bring back new locations, bring back hiking to camp. Can we start a tally of things we want to bring back? I feel like we're already to like 5.
Yeah, bring it back. Bring it all back.
Jeff, we need to go back. Remember from Lost? Okay. At Kucha, they finally arrive to their beach and they start building their shelter. Mike takes charge in building the shelter and annoys Deb and the others. Who's Mike?
Mike is the software developer who's a real character. I think isn't that who that is?
Mike. What's his last name?
Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski, of course.
You look it up. I can't look it up. You look it up.
This is the guy I'm thinking it is. He's not called Mike. Why did I write Mike? I typed Mike and Mike Wazowski as one of the first things to come up.
Look, I was trying to tell you.
Scoopin'. People call him Scoopin'.
Scoopin'?
Yeah. People also call him Stupid Scoopin'.
What?
I'll tell you more about that later in the season. On the Okagor tribe, they built their shelter. And then your boy Colby brought the Texas flag.
Texas flag.
He says he's thankful for 2 things when he wakes up in the morning. What are those 2 things, Thomas?
They are being a Texan.
Mm-hmm.
Was the other one like being alive?
Yes. And I love how he delivered it too. It's like, I'm thankful for 2 things. Thankful for being alive, and I'm thankful for being a Texan. Like we didn't know that that's where it was going. Like that was the punchline. Like we know. Because you're talking about the Texas flag. We know, Colby. Jerry and Keith aren't getting along. Boo-hoo. Do you like Jerry?
No. No, wow. I do not.
Wow. You're going to be one of those guys who boos her off the stage of the finale because you hate her so much.
What? I don't know. She seems mean.
On Kucha, Kimmy is annoying everyone because she won't stop talking. Wow. How real. Varner says he wants to shake the shit out of her. And we brought him back 2 more times.
It's crazy, yeah. He's a grab her by the neck, I think, didn't he? And shake the shit out of her?
Yeah. They find figs in the morning, and Scoopin eats one of them, and they're all rotten. This was pretty brutal.
They got bugs all in them.
They got bugs all in them, all in their stomachs now. Deb is smothering the fire that Scoopin is trying to make, and he tells her that it's not going to catch fire. He says, this wood's not going to catch fire. The tinder's going to catch fire. Keep this in mind. This line from Michael Scoopin, Thomas.
From Stupid Scoopin.
From Stupid Scoopin. They use pages from Roger's Bible to start a fire, and he finds a note from his son-in-law.
I love that people bringing stuff that, like, I thought it was kind of refreshing that somebody brought a Texas flag and a Bible, and I would have thought that both people would be like, hold on a minute, no, I'm not using that as a tarp, that's disrespectful to Texas, or like, I'm not burning pages from this Bible, that's sacrilegious, and they just immediately were like, yeah, it's, you know, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I loved that. Roger is very intuitive, ingenious. What's the word? I don't know. But yeah, exactly that. Like he
has a lot of ingenuity.
He has a lot of ingenuity. He makes do with what he has. I think there's a later scene in this season where that is displayed again. And then we get to the reward and immunity challenge. They win waterproof matches. Pretty nice. Bring that back too. We're up to 7
I was
now.
honestly, I think one of the things with this season is the challenges. I think the middle seasons are like a sweet spot of creativity specific to the location that they're in. Ingenuity, like that, to use that word again. And then the end, they were just a little too gamified, a little too stale. They're barely anything in these first couple seasons. I mean, there's like no, like you barely even know they're happening. Like they, obviously they're doing stuff, but there's barely any preamble. There's not any kind of sets or anything that like they weren't really doing much to build any kind of set or anything for it. And then, there's not the whole, I'm used to the whole Jeff thing of like, here's what you're playing for and like that kind of stuff. And it just was not the same level of, they don't sell it the same way that they do in later seasons. It's interesting. Like we're going to say this a million times watching the season, but it was a very different show at this time.
Yeah, 100%. This was a pretty modern challenge, though, where it was a million different stages. They have to cross a wooden bridge, collect wooden slats, get on a raft, cross a swamp. You don't see that in the modern challenges. Build a ladder, and then light the torch. Similar to the first challenge in season 1, where what's-her-name fell down and then got voted out, remember?
Yeah. Who will fall down and get voted out in this episode?
That's the question. One thing I liked about this, rather than Jeff shouting at us what's happening, they just tell us the obstacle that they're on screen as they're doing it. That was pretty neat.
Yeah. The production on this is interesting. Like, yeah, very different, but I liked that.
Jeff likes to brag about how they only had like 50 people on staff at this time, and now it's ballooned to like hundreds. It's like, okay, fair. It's a television production. I understand why you need a big staff. But if you can get away with 50 people and still produce something that's this good, why do we have 100,000 people working when you make a mediocre product? Where is it? That's my question for Jeff Probst and the team. Team Flint. He loves to talk about Team Flint. How about Team Get Flint, Michigan, some clean water, huh?
Oh, get him.
Jeff got millions of dollars.
Yeah, Jeff, why haven't you done that yet?
Yeah, Jeff. Why don't we do Survivor Flint? You talk about Flint.
We've made this your responsibility for some reason.
So Okakorka wins. Good for them. Kucha, Varner vomits. It was bound to happen. This is what we call pre-karma, where bad things happen to you because you're going to do something bad in the future. Is that how karma works?
Sure.
If bad things happen to you, you're allowed to be a bad person?
Why not?
I guess what I'm saying is hurt people hurt people.
I'm always saying that.
Varner's tummy hurt in 2000, so he thought it was okay to out somebody in 2015. It's the natural state of things.
This is the way that things are, okay?
Deb wants Varner out because he's sick. Very, very fair. And not sick like cool, sick like actually ill.
Not cool.
Alicia then tells Varner, what do you think of Alicia?
It's so early. I'm bad with the names of these people. Which one is Alicia? I can't look either.
Alicia, I think, is the only black woman on the season.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the personal trainer. Yeah. I like Alicia, okay?
Oh, my God. Yeah, remember when people cared about their jobs outside of, like, I work in financial
Speaking of
analysis.
things that they don't do anymore, because they did this in, I think, when did they stop doing the thing where they have the montage of what people's jobs are and they have them doing little vignettes where they're, like, doing job stuff?
It's the best thing to introduce a character, because then, like,
bring it back. Bring it back.
Man, Jeffrey, season 50 is right around the corner. We will have a checklist for you before that season of all the shit you need to bring back. You can have all the advantages you want, whatever. But here's some shit to bring back. Vignettes of people doing their jobs. Everybody has phones now. They can film it themselves, and it's fine. You do vignettes for Carson doing the puzzles at home that then you have to... So, like, we have that. So have everybody do that for their for their jobs, or you know whatever they do throughout the day. Do the shit on the screen. Well, now I've forgotten, Thomas. What's some other things we like? Introducing
we're talking
everybody.
About bringing. Are we talking just generally about bringing stuff back, or about introducing?
Just generally bringing things back.
We got to bring the jet ski back. They did bring the auction back.
Yeah, and, bringing back the auction is a good move.
Bring back variable locations and bring back Heroes versus Villains. Heroes versus Villains or Blood versus Water for another season.
Dangling your feet off the back of a plane is really good.
Yep.
Do more of that.
Bring back Jeff being mean.
Jeff being mean. Oh, we do get a little bit of that every once in a while these days. Remember when he stabbed that bag of rice?
That was cool.
Yeah. So, Jeff, just listen back to this episode and make a list for yourself. We can't do everything for you.
It's not our job to educate you, Jeff.
Thank you for saying that. Kimmy says going to tribal is like going to court when you break the law, and they broke the law by not winning the challenge. She is right.
They did break the law by not winning the challenge.
Varner is excited to write someone's name down and then talk about them in the voting booth. What a creep. I don't like this. I don't like when people are excited to vote people out. You're supposed to be building a community. He was a fan favorite
for a while, wasn't he? Up until the thing that happened?
Yeah, he was. That's why he came back for second chance. People voted him back on the island. Okay, so then they have tribal council, and it's on top of a granite waterfall. This is good, Jeff. Bring this back, too. Bring back waterfalls. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Go bring back waterfalls.
Yeah, go bringing back waterfalls. Do not stick to the rivers and lakes that you're used to.
CLT, more like, because of it's the reverse.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, okay. They talk about trying to get fire and some other stuff. Probably they have to cross a rope bridge to get to the voting booth. Bring this back to Jeffrey. This shit ruled. Somebody says, I'm voting for Deb because of her bad haircut. Oh, I think that was me.
Oh, okay. That was nice of you to say.
I didn't attribute that to anybody, so I think that was just a thought I had, and then Deb gets voted out 5-1, but actually 6-1 because I also voted for her.
You were like, I did it.
I did it because of that bad haircut. She didn't even fall during the challenge. This was such bullshit. It's just because she has bad 2000 hair. Okay. Were you sad to see Deb go?
Was I sad to see Deb go? Not really.
I can just hear your brain going, and which one was Deb?
Yeah, no, I know who Deb is. I did like her exit interview where she was like, I thought that people cared about the like physical and survival aspect of this game, and apparently they don't, because they didn't really vote her off for a reason other than I think they were just kind of annoyed with her.
Sure. The second episode we watched this week was called Suspicion. How about that? What is
That's
this,
a
a
great
Beyonce
title.
movie? It was first released February 1st, 2001. How old would you have been February 1st, 2001?
February 1st, 2001, I would have been, oh boy, how old would I have been February 1st, 2001? I guess I would have been 9 years old.
February 1st?
Yeah, hold on. Let me do. Let me.
It's been
Get the
3
abbot-
days since the last one.
Like, carry the
Did
one.
did you have a birthday in the last 3 days?
Getting out. Let me get on my phone. I got to check my calendar.
I would have also been 9 years old. How many viewers do you think this one got? Remember last week, 45 million.
I mean, it's gonna fall off because it's not following the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna say it got. I'll say it got 35 million.
It didn't quite live up to that. Try a little less hard.
30 million.
Ooh, try a tiny bit less hard.
29 million.
29.04 million. Almost hit the nail on the head.
That's still really good.
It's very good. Nothing gets 29 million anymore. Even football games. Probably. I don't know.
The Super Bowl definitely gets more than that, but
okay. It's actually called the Super Bowl now. Scoopin makes rice before anyone else wakes up, which is another indication of Mike being out for Mike. Keep that in mind, too. I got some news about this man to break to you after this episode. Not this episode, after his, ousting. His intention was to have breakfast for everyone, but he did a bad job of cooking the rice. This was pretty funny.
it is great that he came back and he was like, I like to wake up and have breakfast, and I thought everyone else would too, but apparently not, and they got mad at me? What the hell?
I cooked the rice halfway, and now everyone's mad? So he goes out fishing because he's a student of nutrition. What a cool thing to say, huh?
He is a student of nutrition. I was wondering when that was going to come up. Because him saying he's a student of nutrition is an incredible quote.
I would love to
funny
be
about
that.
this, if Mike was just like 50% less himself, I think that he maybe would have been a good player. Because he's right about this, where he's like, I think that people are slowly going to get weaker from not eating, and they're not going to fully realize how important it is until, they get full one time. And it's like, good point, dude. But he goes about it in the worst way possible.
You are correct in that he could be a good player. And I'm happy to say he does come back, and he does better the second time around than he does the first. So you are right in that assumption.
You're telling me he doesn't win this season?
I would say he does the opposite of winning this season. And it's not a huge spoiler because I think we're going to get to it next week. What happens to this man? If not next week, the week after. Ogagor tribe. Kel goes fishing. What a guy, Kel. Marilyn leads them to the
where's
family.
Keenan? I would have said that any time that he did anything on that show.
That's pretty funny.
Like if I was on the island with him, I'd be like, if somebody would say that Kel did something, I'd be like, was Keenan there? And if he showed up, I'd be like, hey, Kel, where's Keenan?
That's pretty funny, too. We should get
And then
Keenan on
I
Survivor.
would get voted off week one. Tom
Keenan
won't stop
Kel.
making the same Keenan and Kel joke. We all get it. We've heard it too many times.
This would have been the perfect time to make a Keenan and Kel joke, too, because that show literally had just ended. May 3rd, 2000. And I think this shot in October of 2000. What a good show Keenan and Kel was. Okay. Marilyn leads them to the family whirlpool where they chill. Ugh. Love this. Jeff, bring this back to Marilyn. And And whirlpools, I guess. Colby says Kel couldn't fish a rubber duck out of a bathtub. Pretty funny line from Colby. Do you like Colby?
Yeah, Colby seems pretty chill.
At Kucha, they get tree mail about jumping off a cliff, which makes everyone nervous for Roger, the old alien from American Dad. This is the Butch Cassidy reward. They have to jump off a cliff into water below, swim to a crate, swim with it through rapids, and then to a beach. Why don't we do this shit anymore? This rules. Just go swim through these rapids, guys, while carrying a big wooden box. What could go wrong?
Look, sometimes things don't need to be complicated.
Yeah. Keep it simple, stupid. That's Jeff. I know we're calling Scoopid stupid, but Jeff can be stupid too sometimes. Would you do this? If you were on an Australian adventure?
I would absolutely not do this.
You wouldn't go swimming through rapids after jumping off of a cliff into water
I would not
carry a crate around? Okay, but what if you needed to in order to get your supplies? Or even blankets?
If blankets are involved, maybe.
Yeah. At the challenge, Okakor wins, and Jeff says, "Hey, you guys are on a hot streak, 2 in a row."
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah. They're heating up. Okay, on Okakor, Tina says, "We're not getting 8 hours of sleep but a handful of food, but this is the game we signed up for." How do you like Tina?
I don't know.
I liked this line. I think this is
a pretty good line.
This is accurate. Like, I hate when people complain. It's like, you're on. What did you think you were signing up for? Then they complain about Keith's rice cooking, which is upsetting because he's actually a chef. Meanwhile, Jerry makes tortilla, and it's great.
The thing that I loved about this whole sequence is that, Keith, just the rice doesn't turn out the first time. They don't really say what kind of chef he is, so maybe he doesn't, cook a lot of rice. But I love that when she was like, "Oh, I'll do this," he basically was just like, "Oh, okay, I'll go get some wood," and then all the cutaways to her were like, "What a bitch! He can't stand that I'm so much better at cooking than he is, and he's so mad, and he's trying to play nice." And then it cuts over to him, and he's like, "Yeah, it's nice not to have to like cook. It's Jerry's good at this, so I'll just go help out." Basically, like, even if he is a little perturbed about it, he's not. He's like putting on a good face and trying to help out the tribe, and Jerry is just like owned. This guy sucks. What a stupid idiot. He's so mad.
Okay, I'm looking at Keith Famey's Wikipedia page now because he is a legitimate chef, so he has his own Wikipedia page. Have you ever been to Chez Raphael in Novi, Michigan?
I have not.
Have you ever been to the 200-seat American bistro Les Atours in Royal Oak, Michigan?
I have not been there either.
Let's see. Have you ever seen the cooking video with Edward Janos called Feathered Fowl and Game?
No, I've not seen that.
Did you see the 1989 Bocuse d'Or Championship?
No.
He was one of the 12 American finalists in that. Brassier Fort in Birmingham, Michigan in 1997. That was his last thing before he went on to Survivor. I don't see his current establishment. That's what I was trying to find. Oh, his Wikipedia. Instagram. Sorry, I'm just looking up this chef now. I love
Instagram?
Food. His Wikipedia is Instagram. Let's see. He has a speaking engagement. He's in the woods. He has a child in the 90s based on this photo, it looks like. Looks like he lives in Detroit or near Detroit these days. A lot of family on here. Okay.
I'm surprised that
VP.
all of the jobs that he's had didn't hire Jerry because she makes the tortilla so good.
Yeah, what a good tortilla she made. On Kucha, Mike continues to fish to ensure they're going to make it to the merger. I love that they still call it the merger these days. And then he leads them in prayer and says, I know this may be turned around on me as the leader of the tribe. Just be normal, dude. Mike walked so that Coach could run.
Yeah, he definitely has some Coach vibes.
On Okakor, Jerry accuses Kel of eating beef jerky, so they go through his bag and find nothing.
We never see him, like...
Nope.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's never any proof that he did. I thought that maybe he had snuck in, like, chewing tobacco, like he was dipping.
Oh, interesting.
But I think if he was, he probably would have just said that.
Yeah, I'm trying to find right now if he genuinely had
piece of grass in his mouth.
I don't know, because it's one of those stories that goes back and forth, and I can never remember which is true and which is not. Kel walks up on them and tells them it was just grass, just normal grass, and he offers the girls one razor blade, and the guys another to have a third for extra. I feel like we got rid of luxury items, and this is the third time in 2 episodes where they've really come in handy in a different capacity. If we got rid of this, why? This was so good.
Well, this didn't really help him out, ultimately, but...
Well, sure, but it was content, and you can't argue against that.
Maybe he brought 2 luxury items, and one of them was some fine chewing tobacco, and he didn't want production to find out.
Yeah, maybe Kel was actually cool like that. Marilyn is offended on Kel's behalf and tries to get them to apologize to him, but they refuse. Marilyn, the only decent person.
Yeah, this is just... It's also, everybody was like, if he's eating beef jerky, I'll kill him. Like, who cares? Like, mind your own fucking business. Who cares? This is not... Like, this doesn't matter. Also, he's on your team and you're trying to win a challenge. So it would help you if he was eating beef jerky.
Yeah. Well, that's actually not allowed. On Kucha, Treemail tells them they're going to have to eat something, and Kimmy refuses to eat any meat because she's a vegetarian.
And she's not fucking scared of him being Jeff, I guess.
Why are you always referencing 303?
I don't know. It's just, it's in there. It's in my brain.
I can't wait for, 25 years from now when we finally get to Survivor 303 and we can use 303 songs in our intro and outro. At the immunity challenge...
Songs plural, not just the one.
Yeah, they have so many songs, I'm sure. At the immunity challenge, they have to eat traditional Aboriginal food. Marilyn takes out her teeth to eat a worm. Pretty good stuff. I love Marilyn. She's my favorite one. I like Colby, too. And I remember having a big crush on Elizabeth at the time because I was 9 years old. And she seemed nice. Did you recognize Elizabeth?
Was she in another season?
No, but she's on another famous TV show. I don't know if she's still on, but she was for a very long time with a different last name because she was unmarried at this point.
I don't know that I do recognize her.
She is married to somebody who would potentially appear in Remember Five Guys. That's a pretty good hint. She's married to Mr. Hasselbeck, the football player.
Oh, it's Elizabeth Hasselbeck. Okay,
That's Elizabeth Hasselbeck before she was on The View.
Member Elizabeth Hasselbeck, yeah.
That would have been a good Remember Five Guys. People who were on The View at the same time as Elizabeth Hasselbeck. Kimmy refuses to eat pig's brain. Fine. They have to eat moth. They have to eat moth larva. They always love the larva, right? But why never the moth do they have to eat? That would be pretty funny. Here's a jar with a moth in it. Get the moth out and eat it. Good luck. Is that a good
You
idea for a
you
challenge
should
or
have been
no?
hosting the show. That would be great.
Oh my God. Can you imagine 9-year-old me hosting Survivor? That would have been so clutch. It never would have gotten bad, Survivor, if I were hosting.
Yeah, it would have been amazing.
Kimmy wins it for Kucha in the tiebreaker. Talk about redemption. This is like Zuko on Avatar, remember?
Yeah,
Remember
just
on
like that.
Avatar?
I do remember on Avatar. Yes.
Okay. On Kucha, Tina says there's something embarrassing about being the first one voted out. She's right. Were you worried for her at this point when she said that? Or were you not reading the edit then?
I don't have a handle on the edit at that point. It's totally different. It's a completely different animal.
True. Hey, it's not wildlife shots yet. Okay. Keith is condescending, so he might go, but Jerry has also struck a nerve with people. Mitch, remember Mitch? He's the tall one from this tribe?
Vaguely.
Mitch says the name of the game is Don't Trust Anyone. Talk about modern Survivor. He wouldn't even trust his own grandparents because they've been married for 50 years. That's a strong alliance. I love Mitch. This was a good line. I want Mitch, this Mitch, tall Mitch, and Mitch from the challenge on a future season of Survivor, same names. Make it happen, Jeff. Or another idea I have, Jeffrey. Anytime you want to shoot me a production email, I'll let you into my secrets. What about Blood versus Water 3, grandparents versus their grandkids?
Can't miss. It's just money right there.
Look, Golden Bachelor is crazy popular right now. If we got grandparents and grandkids on Survivor, and then the grandparents had to pick their favorite grandkids, oh my God. That'd be so funny.
Buddy, let me tell you.
You want to talk about these wildlife shots?
Oh boy, do I.
Fucking finally, we got some wildlife back. And some good ones, too. We got the alligator. We got the snake. We got the spider. We got the ants. We got the bird. I think we even saw a dingo, maybe? The dingo that eats babies?
Was there a kangaroo? You better believe there was.
There was about 1 million kangaroos. So, Thomas, what do you know about the red kangaroo?
I know that they are native to Australia.
Correct. Where in Australia can they be found?
I'm going to say the Outback.
You would be correct, as well as most of Australia. There's like 3-mile stretch of land in various parts of Australia where they don't cohabitate. They're everywhere else. How tall are they? Foot to head?
Foot to head, I'll say they're like 4 feet tall.
That's on the low end, 4 to 6 feet tall, yeah. And how long is their tail? This is not included in their height.
I'll say the tail's like 3 feet.
I think technically it's said 310. I said about another 4 feet. What is the tallest red kangaroo on record?
7 foot tall, I'll say. You can't teach that.
6'11", and you cannot
Crazy.
teach that. And honestly, Big Cass probably was 6'11", but you get another inch when you put shoes on.
Excuse you, Big Bill.
Oh, excuse me, yes, Big Bill. What do Australians call the male of the species? They got a fun little nickname for him.
Oh, yeah, what do they call them? Are they joeys? No, joeys are like little ones, right?
Joeys are the babies, yeah. Just joeys.
Yeah, just joeys. They call them chandlers.
They call them Big Reds.
Big reds, okay.
What are they, my fucking grandpa? Rest in peace. What is their range of vision?
I think they have bad vision, if I remember correctly.
Let me guide you in another direction. And remember, their eyes are actually on the sides of their head.
Oh, so they it's like mainly peripheral vision. They have trouble seeing in front of them.
It's actually the opposite. They have an overlap in front and can see up to 300 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah, that's almost all of it. That's almost as much as a superb owl.
Whoa.
How do these animals survive the extreme heat?
You pop open an uptime. That'll
right.
quench your thirst.
That's right.
Do they like go into billabongs? This seems like that's an Australian thing.
I don't think that's what it was called, but they do something along those lines if they are able. I don't think it was called Billabong, though. I think they had a different name for it. It was equally Australian, though. They will, if they don't have said Billabong, they will increase their panting and sweating. They will also eat foods high in salt so that they can reabsorb the moisture from their kidneys when they have to go long times without water. How fast can they bounce?
I know they can move really fast. I'll say like 25 miles an hour.
Faster.
Wow, 35 miles an hour.
A little faster.
40?
A little less fast.
37.
37 miles an hour. Ding, ding, ding. How far can they bounce in a single hop?
I'll say like 10 feet.
Double it. Triple it.
30 feet.
26 to 30 feet in this single hop. And hey, basketball fan, what would you say their vertical is? If you
Is
have to
it
guess?
like 72 inches?
God, Thomas, it's in feet, obviously.
So 6 feet.
6 feet to 10 feet, yeah. Okay. Oh, this is fun. What do two young males do when they interact?
Do they box?
It is, in fact, ritualistic boxing, and if their fight escalates, they'll balance on their tails to kick each other. This particular species of kangaroo also partakes more in wrestling than other species of kangaroo. And what happens to a male if he is, in fact, overthrown? So sad.
Does he die?
Might as well. He lives alone and avoids close contact with others.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So sad, right? Okay, fun fact. Fun, true or false fact. The females are constantly pregnant.
I'm going to say true.
False.
No?
They are not pregnant on the days they give birth.
Oh, okay. Well, that's just shovel. No shit.
As soon as
This is the dumbest gotcha. Yeah. Oh no. I thought they were. That's definitely what I meant when I said true.
As soon as their joey is big enough to make its way to their pouch, their body will release another egg to be fertilized. And Thomas, where do you think the Australian deer ranks?
Least concern. I think they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. I think you can get licenses to hunt them in Australia because they're such a nuisance. Just like deer here. Okay. I know that was a very long wildlife shot segment, but it's important that we talk about the kangaroos. It's been a long drought, speaking of Australia. Okay, at Tribal Council, Jeff believes they should be eating well because they have a chef on their tribe. Is Jeff stupid?
Yeah, kind of.
If it goes down and doesn't come back up, it's a good meal, Marilyn tells Jeff. Marilyn rules. Bring her back. Let me do a quick Google real quick. Marilyn Monroe. Ooh, we should get Marilyn Monroe on Survivor.
Oh, that'd be so sick.
Marilyn Hershey, what a name. Marilyn Hershey.
You know
God
why?
damn it, I went
Because
to the
she's
Survivor
sweet
wiki.
like chocolate.
Oh, good news, good news. She has not passed away. She's only 75.
Hooray.
Wow. She was only 51 in this. They played her up like she was so much. I guess 51 20 years
They're
ago.
like this old bag.
They were,
I can't
though.
believe that she's on Survivor.
Tina believes it's fair that she's the target since she's the one who screwed up the challenge. Yeah, fair enough. She gets no votes, though. Jerry gets 1 vote. Kel gets the rest of the votes because he ate that beef jerky. And what a bad thing that was for him to do. Can't do that. Thomas.
You must not do that.
You mustn't eat beef jerky. You must only eat the jerky that Jeff provides to you. This week we did indeed see something of a snack fiasco in Australia with this beef jerky. So, Thomas, can you tell us the name of this week's Quopes quiz?
So nasty that it's probably somewhat of a travesty having me. Then he told the people you can call me your majesty.
We know whether you're Aussie or American based on what petrol station foods tempt your taste buds. Every Aussie knows it's called a servo, not a gas station.
Okay, well, I'm actually American. So, Hamida Nafiz from the BuzzFeed staff. Like, you can tell that they're an Aussie because they said petrol station. Okay, pick a hot food item. Hot dog, sausage roll, meat pie, taquitos.
Meat pie.
Yeah, no thank you. I'm getting a hot dog, obviously. America, number 1. USA.
I would eat that sausage roll. I'm going with that.
Nice. Pick a savory snack. Potato chips, Doritos, beef jerky.
You're not allowed to have that in Australia.
Or popcorn. I'm picking potato chips.
I like a beef jerky at a gas station.
You better not try to get on Survivor then. They do not allow that.
In America. I like it in America, not in Australia.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Pick something to drink. A Slurpee water from Fiji. Red Bull coffee from 7-Eleven.
I'll take that Red Bull.
I'm picking water. I love that this person is holding a Fiji water bottle over a body of water below. Very clever stuff. Okay, pick a fresh food option. Sandwich, wrap, sushi, no. Muffin.
Take a muffin.
I know, that sounds really good. I'm going to pick a wrap. Well, what type of day is it? It doesn't matter. Fresh food. Yeah, I'll go with a wrap. It sounds tasty. Okay, pick something sweet. Chocolate bar, donut, cookie, cinnamon roll. Donut, obviously. I'm the cop from Simpsons.
I'll take a chocolate bar.
That's a good choice. And finally, pick something to nibble on your way home. Pickle in a bag full of juice.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, not. Am I driving home? No, I'm taking whatever transit is normal for me. Okay, pickle in a bag, pork rinds, peanut M&Ms, nachos.
Some of the most disgusting nachos I've ever seen.
That looks
horrible.
really bad. That's not nachos. That's chips with dip. I'm not picking those nachos. I'm picking peanut M&Ms, which is not even my go-to M&Ms, but it's the only good option here.
I'm going to go with some pork rinds, actually. I don't mind some pork rinds. No, I'm Australian.
I'm Australian as well. You're an Aussie. Everyone knows it's called a servo, and it's the ultimate sport of cheeky.
Everyone knows it's called a servo, and it's the ultimate spot for cheeky energy drink and meat pie combo.
Pretty good stuff. Okay, so 0 for 1 on the Australian quizzes this season. Jeff, smarten up. Next week's is really good. Oh, Thomas, did I mention all of the Quopes quizzes while we watch Australia? It's going to be about Australia.
That's great. I love it.
Okay, Thomas, what's your social media?
You can follow me at tom.tom.bsky.social or at tom.tom on X, the Everything app. X the Everything app.
We should just do Australian accents for the rest of the season.
Australian accents for the rest of the show.
The show is on YouTube at the Compassionate.
Okay, well, we're not doing
what?
this
anymore. Is that not Australian? What's Australia? You say R instead of A?
It's a little, yours is a little more South African.
Whatever. The Shar is on Yartarb, the Karmharsh. This doesn't sound right. The Compassionate Hater Survivor podcast. What can people comment on YouTube in the Australian accents?
So you're getting further and further away from it every time that you do it.
No.
Arnar. Yeah, they can comment. Ha ha ha! Very funny. Smiley face.
Our last poll asked, "Did you watch Survivor last night?" No, that's the name of the show. Did you listen to this week's episode? Yes, no. Who's to say? How do you think it shook out?
I'm gonna say who's to say won the day.
Who's to say got 0 votes?
What?
Yes got 50, no got 50. So it sounds like 50% of people love Christmas, plus the two of us.
Honestly, that's a pretty good hit rate for how bad that movie was.
Yeah. I would say more people like Christmas than like whatever movie that was, the Marine 4 Moving Target.
Yeah.
Why didn't they call it the Marine 4 Missing Target? That would have been better because the girl was missing. But also it has the Mrs. name.
Missing in action.
Missing in action, that's even better. Okay, what's this week's poll? Ooh, Keenan or Kel? Who do you relate to more? Keenan or Kel?
Yeah. Do you like orange soda or do you want to be on SNL for 20 years? That's the question.
You can only pick one. To vote, you go to the community page on our YouTube, the official Haters Survivor podcast. We have a few shows on Patreon. Obviously, we're talking only kangaroos for the next 7 weeks on Just Joey, and specifically about the babies. You can find that at patreon.com/justpodcast. Did you want to shout anything else out?
How about Did You Sleep Last Night? That's a classic.
It's a classic. Quick preview. I had a dream I was at my parents' house and found a hat I've been missing. So you can turn
Were you
into
sad that
one
you didn't actually find the hat when you woke up?
Yes, indeed. I was very excited in the dream. Do you want to thank the fans?
I would love to thank the listeners. Thank you for listening and for subscribing to all the subscribers as well.
Can't help it. This sounds too American. Can you thank the fans as an Australian?
The thanks, it's like I don't want to go. Thank you. Okay. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. I'm so excited about this. Thank you for listening. That's not very good, but it'll have to do.
Well, we have plenty of time to figure out how to do an Australian accent. What can people write on Arple? Was that good?
Arple reviews.
Arple?
This is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
All right, and my notes here say we'll be back next week with the finale episode of Survivor 47. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, we'll be back next week with episode 3 and 4 of Survivor, the Australian Outback, which it's kind of like a summer vibe when you think about it because of the heat and the sand and all that. So I have to say, have a great summer.
Jesus.
Let's have bizarre celebrations. Let's forget who forget.
Yeah, no, we have something else now. And I think it was the 7-Eleven Fusion. So I got a couple of them. They were on sale, obviously, 2 for $4. You had to use the sale price. And I tried 2 of them, and they both were bad.
No, I thought you were going to be like lording it over me. That you got this great new one that I can't have because there's no fucking 7-Elevens around here.
I wish I could do that, but no. Uptime ceases to exist. I sent them an email on their website. I said they used to be all over the place. What happened? Never responded. They said, we'll get back to you in 2 business days.
Look, if they're not going to sponsor this show, they at least have to hear out my great idea for a commercial for them. Which is to do a parody of Billy Joel's Uptown Girl. Uptime Girl.
Please, can you give us a little bit?
What would it be? It'd be like, Uptime Girl, he's been living in a fusion world. Well, that would be, I don't know that you can directly call out competitors, but maybe you can.
Why can't you? Weird Al does it all the time. Uptime Girl, she's been living in her monster world. as long as anyone with hot blood can. And now she's looking for an uptime can.
Oh,
That's
love that.
what I have.
love the uptime can. That's great.
Thomas, I did not know where that one was going.
Cooking with
and I
grease.
was really happy when I could rhyme can with can. Because it's two different versions of can, so that's actually allowed in music writing. Songwriting, I guess it's called. Music writing's a different thing.
Well, you got me because I thought you were going to say uptime man. No, uptime can.
No, uptime can, because they come in cans, not mans. Uptime comes in a can. It was put there by a man in a 7-Eleven.
Moving to Chicago, gonna drink a lot of uptime.
Smarten up, probes.
That one guy, Big Mo, two guys, little bitty Mo, three guys, four-eyed Mo, four guys, no Mo, five guys, eat Mo, five little guys named Mo.
Thomas, do you want to remember Five Guys?
Sure.
This is a segment called Remember Five Guys, and it's Survivor, sports, and which, and is there a theme? And if there is a theme, can you guess what the theme is? I didn't write down the answers for this one, so I'm relying on you. I'm hoping you get this one right. Brandon Stokely.
Brandon Stokely was a wide receiver in the NFL.
How about Ronald Dixon?
I think Ronald Dixon is also an NFL player.
How about Jermaine Lewis?
Okay, so because Jermaine Lewis is also an NFL player. I believe he was a tight end. Were all of these players on the 2001 Ravens?
How about Jamal Lewis?
Okay, yeah, I'm 100% right about this. Yeah.
And how about Dwayne Starks?
I believe both football players, and I believe that they were also on the 2001 Ravens.
You're close. Didn't get the nail quite on the head. Maybe a little later when we get into the episode properly. It's not necessarily the Baltimore Ravens exclusively, if you catch my drift.
Did all of these guys play in the Super Bowl that year? Or?
Ding, 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 ding. I didn't look up which team they each played for. It looked like a pretty big blowout from the scoreboard.
Yeah, they beat the crap out of the Giants that year, I believe.
Yeah. So it's very possible they were all in the Ravens, actually. I don't know. The Giants scored one touchdown, I think it said.
I think it was like a punt return touchdown, too. I don't think it was an offensive touchdown.
Ah, I see. Anyway, yes, the 2001 Super Bowl. Do you know why?
Why is that? No, did the episode premiere after that Super Bowl?
Correct. You got it.
It makes sense. I mean, it's season 2, and season 1 was a big hit, so it would make sense that they would want it in that time slot.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Give me 1 second. Oh my God. My entire throat just got dry.
Ooh. Are you drinking? Are you drinking a little fusion to wet your whistle?
No, it's just the regular water, traditional water out of a fucking mug.
This bullshit. I'm so tired of it.
Bullshit mug of water. I hate it.